Okay, new day, new drama. It's time that we talk about DDG and Holly. Now, I really thought this one through because there's so many things that we can talk about when it comes to this topic with DDG. Choosing the right baby daddy, what it means when you date someone beneath you. Not necessarily saying that DDG is a low person, because we are going to look at both sides today. And we're not here to judge anybody, but there is definitely a discussion that needs to be talked about when it comes to dating somebody that you guys are just simply not at the same level and what that can mean for your future. But what we're mainly going to talk about today is going to be about really dating a partner and abuse comes up. That is the topic of today. What it means to date someone, and it is just simply a toxic relationship that turns abusive. Now, there's a lot of things that, like I said, this was a very hard topic to choose just because there's a lot to dissect here with their relationship, how it started, how it's going, what this means for the child in the future, raising a child in this kind of situation where everything is very public. There is truly a lot of topics here, but we are going to look at both sides of the story and things like that. Now, let's start here. Holly gave DDG access being at a different ladder. And like I said, we're not going to really be talking about too deeply. We're going to save that for another day as dating somebody that you're just at a different level. But the reason why that's relevant to the story here is because when you are at a level that Holly is at, and what I mean by that is a superstar. She played as Ariel. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's a singer. She's an artist. Um, she's phenomenal in what she does. She's very talented. But now that she has opened her soul to somebody else who may not necessarily be at the same level, not saying that DDG isn't popular himself, but who has more to lose when it comes to information? Something that Holly will have to watch out for now is, now that she has thrown out abuse, DDG may want to protect himself. Information can be leaked out, personal information, and now it becomes something public where both parties' reputation is at stake. When you date someone, and I'm going to leave this here, the importance of dating someone of high caliber that respects himself and you is that he will not want his information out there because he's very popular and has a lot to lose. A lot of very high end men, we can talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yes, they've had their issues and some things have been public, especially, Solange beating Jay-Z in an elevator. But the main thing is, what do we really know regarding Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship? Other than what Beyonce has decided to put out there, we wouldn't have known anything because they are high caliber people that respect their privacy. DDG is a streamer. Holly didn't like that he was posting the child was on a streamer. His career revolves around his life being public. Family members have even been dragged into the drama. So although the topic today isn't necessarily on dating, and like I said, we look at both sides. This can go both sides. Holly has put the information out there as far as the abuse. Um, so this goes both ways. We're not judging one or the other, but there is definitely something to be said about dating someone. Hey, when you got a lot to lose, you may not be physical either. You know what I mean? But we are going to talk about dating someone and it is toxic. Okay. What question I want you guys to have by the end of this as well is, when should you leave a relationship? And what would make you actually want to bring a child into the world with someone, as that is a very serious thing. And a lot of people, they like the idea of having children, but this is not a game. It's not a toy. You're bringing in life. You can't take it back. If you have a child and it's stressful and you regret it, that's a decision that you are now stuck with. Okay. Now, there is an argument to be said here on if Holly was getting beat, if she started it. Could they both have been putting their hands on each other? things like that. There's a video that surfaced of Holly saying that she likes drama. So she's a dramatic person. She can start drama in her relationships. So let's dissect that and let's go into it. Now, remember, as I've said in a previous video, if you guys are new to my channel, we do life coaching here. We do 2-week glow up programs. So we do life coaching sessions where you're able to speak with us. It is Christian based here. If you are questioning your faith, I would still highly recommend it. It is very beautiful, and it's not something that we shove down your throat in any kind of way. But I am being very upfront. It is Christian based. We have mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, youth groups, and a lot of things like that where you can get the help that you need to move forward in your life in a healthy way, as healthy as possible. But let's go ahead and dive into the very first thing. Is Holly violent and a real threat? No. Okay. I thought about this for a very long time, and I looked at both sides for a very long time. But the truth is, men are stronger than women. I remember maybe about a year ago being around one of, my friend's kids that is very young. And he was showing me his karate moves, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Show me your little karate moves. Ha ha ha. You're like 9. When I tell you this kid is very strong for a 9-year old, I mean, even being much younger, a man or a little boy can still be very strong in terms of, especially a smaller woman. Holly is by no means, overweight or anything like that. Um, Not saying that, if you are, a certain size, a man will still be stronger than you. A man can still be stronger than you and is, okay? Um, Physically, no, unless there are weapons involved, Holly is not a threat. But let's say that she did hit him. DDG at that point has to, okay? We've talked about with the Diddler and Cassie about a man being able to understand what it means to be a black male in the United States. He has to restrain, he has to walk away, he has to call for help. Hitting back is rarely the only option because he is simply stronger. Okay. If he decides to hit someone back and he hits her, that is not equality. Okay. I see men, and this is very sad to me that men are like, well, if she hit me, I'm hitting back. Equal rights, equal fights. No, that is you being controlling and in your ego masked. It's equality. You are stronger. If you hit a woman back, that is not an equal hit. That is not equal power. Okay. You have to, as a man, as someone that has to prove himself to the world, especially as a black man, if it's really like that, the first thing he should have did was, this woman just hit me, I'm walking away. And he should have been the first person to speak up on it. Holly be putting her hands on me. Okay? And that should have just been that. Or walked away and ended the relationship. Okay? No party should put their, and I do want to clarify, nobody should be putting their hands on anybody, a woman or a man. You should not put your hands on anybody. That shouldn't even an option. Okay? And the deeper issue here is, if a relationship gets physical at all on either side, it is completely toxic. Okay? A lot of people say that they like toxic relationships. Oh, I like a relationship with a little drama. Okay, there's red flag, and then there is a true definition of a toxic relationship. And any type of physicalness on each other is, that is the definition of toxic. And continuing in that relationship becomes a choice to participate in destruction on self and the other person, and disrupting peace. Okay. And if you are in a disruptive relationship in any kind of way, you need absolutely to leave. There is never in any circumstance a reason to stay in that relationship. Okay. And we need to bring more awareness to these kinds of things. So, to answer your questions, whether or not Holly tempted DDG in any kind of way, he absolutely has to restrain himself and walk away. That's it for today, guys. Catch us later on this week in the next 2 to 3 days, or as drama unfolds, you know that we will pop up and say something. Click the description box below. Send us an email if you want to join our e-class where we help you blow up your life in a lot of ways. Beauty as well, fitness as well. We do it all. So we're going to help you with faith to keep walking, keep moving forward. God has your back. We love you. Stay motivated, stay focused out there, and we'll stay tuned for the next video.